There we go. Now we're recording. So for tonight, first I should explain, if this is your first time here on batch posting, what this all is, right? So this is where we're doing training and we're also content creating. The first few weeks we spent a lot of time more so introducing batch posting, explaining it all. The first week or two we spent on creating a batch posting schedule where we came up with a list of ideas as to what you can focus on each day. So it was basically a topic of the day. Sunday through Saturday, each day had their own topic. You know, Sundays could be talking about the freedom that the business gives you. It could be Soulful Sunday. It could be Monday is your why, mindset, mindset Mondays. Tuesday could be talking about the financial opportunity, right? Because it's payday. Wednesday, Wellness Wednesday, so on and so forth. So we talked about creating our own posting schedule. Then a week or two after that, the following week, we had broken it down. And this is where this is where we're going to focus on tonight. There was 1 week that we had spent, and if you didn't do it already, I'm going to run through it really quick to explain it. So we kind of made up, I have it in my phone section, but I'm going to write it out on paper for you as far as what it can look like. It's like a little simple graph broken up into 3 sections, okay? So for those who were here a few weeks ago and already know what this is, perfect. If you have that list in front of you, please go ahead and grab it. If it's in your phone, in your notes section, go ahead and grab that out as well. But I really want us to focus into the customer and promoter side, where we spent the one time talking about your ideal customer and your ideal promoter, and that's who you are speaking to. My ideal customer promoter is different than yours, and that's what sets all of our content apart. So 1 week we went through this all, and a lot of people had gone ahead and given some examples. So we basically, this is what it looks like. I have C for customer at the top, P at the top for promoter. I have a line down the middle, and then I have 5, 5, and 5. So what does that even stand for? So we went through one night and we talked about 5 pain points that your ideal customer and your ideal promoter are facing. And I think about it in the sense of, what were my 5 pain points as a customer that I was facing before I was introduced to the product? What were 5 pain points that I was experiencing before I was introduced to the business, right? So we had gone through this, and this is what we're going to be focusing on tonight as far as really creating the content. We have a busy few weeks ahead of all of us. It's the holidays. We're going into the new year. We're ramping up for 2021. So this week we're really going to hone in on, we're going to take like 5 to 8 minutes at a time. We're going to sit here and we're going to write content out. But this is where I think it makes it a lot easier when you are referencing back to this list that we made. So for example, we did 5 pain points in the top, we did 5 mindset blocks in the middle, and then we did 5 goals at the bottom. So like I said, this is just like, I literally just drew it out. Customer, promoter, line down the middle, 3 lines. You have 5 pain points, 5 mindset blocks, 5 goals. All right. And like I said, this is going in between what were your 5 pain points before becoming a customer? What were your 5 mindset blocks before becoming a customer? What were your 5 goals before becoming a customer with your health, right? Then when we flip it over to the other side, we were talking about 5 5 pain points before becoming a promoter. This could be financially, right? This could be time, right? This could be wanting to alleviate, maybe it's going home full time with this business. 5 mindset blocks before you became a promoter. You can't do this. I'm not good enough. I have no idea what I'm doing. You know, all of these different ideas, just spitting them out, and then we'll share some in the chat as well as we're working through our content and really honing in on it. And then 5 goals. And now I had to bring myself back to a year ago as to what were my 5 before I started, right? And then I can speak into how they've changed. But the whole idea with this content creation, and you want to keep this on the forefront too, when you're creating your content, is that you're talking to the opposite person on the screen, not to yourself. And what do I mean by that? Don't, like, where you can refrain from using I, replace it with you. Because think about the person reading it. They want to feel like you are speaking to them, because we are. If I just sat here and told you my life story, everybody would like, be like, so what? Like, cool story, bro. But like, how does that relate to me? Right? So this is where we want to make sure our content is speaking to our ideal customer, to our ideal promoter. Make it when they are reading it, they want to be like, holy shit, I just read my own story. Like, how did she know that? Or how did he know that? Right? So just keep that in mind when you are creating. Creating content takes time. It takes practice. It's not going to be perfect in the beginning, but you learn along the way. Exactly. I do the same thing, Diane. Diane just said in the chat, I typed out my afternoon post today with I, and then I changed the I's to use. If it's easier for you to create that way, cool. Go back through and edit it real quick, right? So let's go ahead and let's start with I'm going to say what's today 5 more times, until we realize that it's Monday, then sooner rather than later, it's going to be Tuesday. So on Mondays, you can talk about mindset. You can talk about your why. You can talk about, I love Brit's mind your own business. I love all of that, right? So if you haven't already created your piece of content for tonight, mindset blocks, goals, the first one was pain points. Because we always like to, the way I think about it, and I actually learned this from a girl on Instagram. Her name's Megan Harriman, and she had walked through this as well, where, what are they struggling with? That's their pain point. So if it's from a customer side, we're thinking products, maybe it's weight loss, weight gain, energy, like what were the pain points, right, as a customer? Then when it comes to a promoter, that could be financially, that could be time, that could be filling up their gas tank, that could be paying their groceries, that could be paying off debt. There's so many different things that can go into that box. It can be more than 5, all right? But I kind of put some broader topics in each one because I know I'm going to branch off of each of them. Like if I put, struggling financially as a pain point as a promoter, I know I have 5 stories off the bat as to how I struggled financially or how someone else is struggling financially. That could be debt. That could be not paying bills on time. That could be putting in $5-10 at a time into your gas tank. That could be being on a really strict budget of less than $100 a week on groceries, right? So there's so many stories that just branched off of I struggled financially, right? And then when it comes to mindset blocks, again, think about it from a customer standpoint. Think of your old self. That's the best way you can tell a story, is from your own, instead of and you can't tell someone else's story, right? So think of yourself. Think of what you were like before the products as to where your mindset blocks were. Maybe it's I've never tried products before. Maybe it's I've tried products before and I couldn't stay consistent with it, or they didn't work, or you didn't see results, or you were doing everything under the sun and nothing was changing, right? For a promoter mindset block, like I said before, I have no idea what I'm doing. I've never done this before. I don't use social media. I haven't done this. I haven't done that. Like, you fill in the blank. What was your mindset block as to what held you back from hitting that promoter button? I know I waited for 6 months watching on the sidelines, right? Then when we're talking about goals, what were your goals from a physical aspect when it comes to the products, or from an energy aspect, or just feeling like yourself again? What were 5 goals that you had as a promoter? I know for myself, my goals look a lot different now than what they did a year ago. My goal, and this is something I like to bring up a lot, is my whole goal in the beginning was just to put food in the fridge and put gas in the tank, right? That was the goal in the beginning. And I also I like to bring people back to that now, because, to a point where it's like, I'm just at the last, I'm at the last point in paying off our final debt. People can't see that big picture yet. I couldn't at least a year ago, being like, what do you mean you pay off $10,000 with a side hustle online that you work a business from social media? Like, yeah, right. I've been doing this for 3.5 years and it didn't do it anywhere else. So why would it happen here? So I kind of have to bring people back to what my goal was in the beginning, bring them back to what your goal was in the beginning. If you are in the beginning, share that goal with them, right? Britt brought this up last week and the week before, as far as like filling up her gas tank in the very beginning. She was like, I took pictures every time. Why? Because that's why I started. That's what I started for. And I'm going to show people, like, this is what I started for. Now I'm doing it. Like, it's real, right? I'm actually doing it. So never think that it has to be this huge, extravagant, like, I just went out and I bought a house in cash and then, like, you know what I mean? Just make it you, make it your story. So what we're going to work on tonight, we'll focus on We'll kind of bounce around in between boxes. How many days? 1, 2, 3.
Hey, Katie, real quick, I want to add too. I know Diane put it here in the chat where she says she would change odd to you. Guys, you can always use imagine, like Katie just said. You know, imagine being able to fill up your tank and not put $10 in it. Or, you know, for me, it was groceries. For me, it was, you know, snow cones for my boys. Like it was those small things where people were able to relate to me. It wasn't the Louis Vuitton bags. It wasn't all of that. Like they saw me and they were like, okay, like, yes, she has a 9 to 5, but at the same time, you know, she's taken us, it wasn't, no, it was not Darius. That's how people were able to relate to me. I took them every single Tuesday to the grocery store, to the gas station, to the pizza, to all of that. It wasn't anything crazy, guys. And just change that I to you or to imagine. Imagine being able to, you know, go to the grocery store and not have to swipe your credit card for groceries. Or imagine being able to, you know, pick your boys up and treat them to ice cream or whatever it is, guys. It's just that simple with a picture from your payday, and then boom. It's just that simple, okay? Katie, I don't know if you have anything else. I want to play this podcast in the background while we work on that. Are we gonna do like we're gonna work on Monday, or you want to just
Yeah,
do
we
like
can.
open to?
I was just thinking we work through days of the week. If you haven't written a post out for tonight, I know I haven't yet, so we can take some time. I know I like to focus into my why. So I'm going to focus on the box of being a promoter and what my goals were, right? Or if they are like if they are coming true, then I'm going to use that imagine if, right? That's where I'm going to use that tagline. And then I'm going to list out some things and being like explaining how it's changed, you know, in over a year.
So first post is going to be why. Change the I to either you or imagine, and that's what we're going to work on for how long? You want to do like 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Was that a yes?
Oh yeah. Did I not respond? Yeah. Did it come out? I thought I said it. I was like, shit, did I just talk to myself in my head? Like, I thought words came out. We don't even know. Like, we don't know. It's fine.
Okay, I missed it. Okay, hold on. Let me play this for you guys.
Medical claims, but I was on prescription medicine.
Let me know if you guys can hear it too.
What's up? This is Brittany Hernandez, the voice of Purposely Driven. Welcome to my podcast. First off, I am a entrepreneur that has built a multiple $1 million brand through network marketing and teach other women how to tap into their full potential by being themselves, inspiring purpose-driven results, and just getting into massive action and overflow. I am so excited that you're here and cannot wait to just take you on this journey. Good morning, everyone. Okay, so this is a podcast episode from a team training that I did on getting out of your way and realizing that you were always right. The first thought is always right, and the actions that follow. How to align into growth, because what you're feeling is going to be the catalyst that launches you. When things get hard, or things are like, oh, I don't know the technical stuff, or I don't know how to do a reel, I don't know what to post today, I don't know what to do, X, Y, whatever your excuse is, you stop right there. Like for me, I could have been like, oh crap, I didn't record, I'm gonna not record, and I let that get to me or forget, whatever. You know what I mean? I could let that make or break me, that small little thing.
May go, because
you guys are, I think so many of us come into this business with, you know, whatever goal you have. I'm not trying to say anyone's goals are too small or too big or whatever. You're allowed to dream so damn big, but if you dream so damn big, you got to understand it. Your vision has to match your work ethic. Sorry if my phone keeps going off. You got to realize my bold phase is constantly my stage 1 growth, my chapter 1 hustle. So like we have talked about, I sent in the chat recently, like bold posts that I did back in 2018 when I first started this business. I do not know how to mute my chat, sorry. When I started this business, but you guys didn't see that 2 years before that. I have been with the previous company working my booty off, failing forward, cold messaging, spamming, posting screenshotted emails, and everyone posting the same post because everyone was taught to copy and paste and to hustle and to work and maintain and to be spammy and be on your phone all damn day. You didn't see that. Hey, when I started in 2018, my chapter 1 over here was me actually getting to learn to be myself, which was even harder, you guys, when you're not told what to post and what to send. It's honestly, if you weren't in another network marketing company and you started with this company, welcome to the better version of network marketing and being taught how to build massive success. But you got to realize it's going to be harder because guess what? You got to be yourself. And you got to realize this is your business. This isn't my business. You're not making me money because guess what, babes? My belief is still there that none of you are making or breaking what I do with my paychecks. Because you want to know what? It's not about you guys. It's about the lives that I'm serving. And by me leading from the front helps you guys learn that you can be yourself, fail your way forward, to grow, to learn, to serve, and to love. It's not about having it perfect. It's about being you. I'm not everyone's cup of tea. Sometimes I'm too bold for people. Sometimes I say things very, very short to the point because I'm not here to make you feel comfortable. I'm here to make you feel growth. And if you're always being told what you need to hear, you're usually going to be stuck where you're at that you're wanting to change. Birds of a feather flock together. Why do you think certain people go to the same type of people to get advice from, or to get validation from, or to get acceptance from? It's because you're usually doing the same whatever. The same actions. Y'all know what I mean. And it's okay. But the thing about it is, and I had a one-on-one with Krista earlier, and I was like, you know what my biggest thing in this business that I can give you that's always helped me up level, get real with myself, get my level of how I need to show up for my business, my growth, my mindset is this. You know, a horse, when they're like on a little like trolley or whatever, and you're like, they have those, I don't know if you guys have horses, you probably know what I'm talking about, like the little blinders that block their eyeballs. I'm doing my best here, okay? But those little blinder things, I always envision that in my business every day as much as I can possibly remind myself. Because if I got caught up like focusing on what Katie's doing or M's doing or Chris is doing or Candy's, and I always was looking to the left or right, I'm always going to be dimming my light. I've had to go through seasons in this business, you guys, where not everyone likes what I have to say. And as a leader, I have to learn to still operate to my truth and not waver in who God's made me to be if I know my heart is operating through integrity and love and serving. And these are the traits that I'm trying to help you guys understand. It's not about trying to be liked or be understood or be accepted. It's about being you. Maybe that's hot mess express, dark circles, running around with your hair crazy, kids in the background, whatever. Freaking own that and show up as for that. And there's a point to this whole madness that I'm talking about. But this is how you learn how to post boldly and vulnerably. I think what happens is you guys don't go through the bold phase, and then you got to try to do the inspirational phase. Like you try to, I agree. What I'm trying to say is when you didn't see my bold phase, all you're seeing right now is my inspirational phase, my level of where I'm at and inspiring and impacting. But take me back to 2 years ago, 3 years ago, go look at my post.
Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I just had to highlight a moment on what she just said because I get stuck in the same place where I inspire so much, right? We give so much inspiration. We want to, cheer the girl on next door, this and that, where we forget to talk about the business. And we shy away from talking about the business because we want to just inspire. Yes, inspiration is great, guys, but that should be one post out of the entire day. That's it. The next post that you make, it should be about the business and why they should say yes, or the products as to why they should say yes, okay? I love a good God quote. Trust me, I'm that girl. However, when you get stuck in that rut, guys, you will see that no one is going to join you for that reason, if that makes sense. They're going to follow you because you inspire them, but they're never going to say yes because you're not giving them information. You're not giving them what the whole purpose of what I'm trying to say is like, just don't get too stuck on the inspirational quotes, guys. I am guilty of when I first walked in. That was my main thing. I was comfortable talking about God because guess what? That was like my everything, right? It was uncomfortable for me to talk about the business or the products because I wasn't there yet. Guys, you got to incorporate that within your daily post, okay? So carry on.
Go back to my page and scroll through 2018, 2017, 2019, and how I posted. I was bold. My chapter 1 aligned with my actions every single day. I didn't waver with trying to always inspire or be inspirational or be like this blogger or influencer or perfect picture person. I was me. And I did it scared and I did it anyways. So I want to talk about that because a lot of my posts I was pulling up for the Zoom. Let me see if I can get it pulled up. I don't know how to share screens. I'm not like tech savvy like that, so y'all can just deal with me on this. But 1 second. I promise I'm gonna get it pulled up. Because I was looking at my post, my phone died or I would do that. And literally when I was talking, I don't know if you guys can still hear me, but it's like these posts that I would post would be like, secret to my flat tummy detox phase, normally 52, right now you're gonna get it for 20. And like when you guys see posts like that, I think what happens is you get like scared to do those because it's so in your face or like you're salesy or something. But I think the thing is you can't miss the bold phase. If you're not incorporating the bold phase in your posting and you're in your chapter 1 and you're not where you want to be yet, you got to realize going for that no, being you and showing like what you have your hands on is gold. How do you feel? Are you sharing how you feel in those posts? Are you talking about what this is doing for you? Are you in a routine where you get up and you don't have to run to your Keurig every single morning? Are you sharing about that? Are you cooking food right now that's healthy and you're making better choices and having healthy options a part of your regimen and sharing about that stuff? Last night I did a reel about protein pancakes and I had so many people in my inbox asking me about the recipe, which led into a conversation about overall making healthy choices because I'm not craving sweets like I used to. Do you see how I just was bold and just talked about how it made me feel, talked about what it was doing, and because of that, like a customer signs up to get the shakes, for example, because I used the shakes in my protein pancakes last night. It's about sharing and being bold. And I wanted to kind of do a Q&A style on this too. But I want you guys to ask questions when it comes to this. Like, what do you feel like is your biggest hurdle when it comes to being bold, whether it be in a conversation, whether it be in a post, whether it be asking questions? Like, what do you feel holds you back? Because if you don't ask, we can't work through it together. And I know I'm very like, but the thing is, you guys, the reason why I want you to feel like this is a safe space is because I've been through this. And as your leader, I'm strong enough to go first so that I can help you guys overcome yourselves. Do you get what I'm saying? So every scenario that you may be facing in your business, whether it's holding you back, keeping you stuck, making you question, making you lose your passion, making you lose your motivation, not showing up consistently, talking crap in your mind all the dang time, whatever it may be, I've gone through it. And my job is to help you know it's okay. But let's change it so we can get those results, those growth. So not to be bold and not to be salesy. Okay, so what is salesy to you? That's where you have to what part of the salesy part scares you? So if it's salesy, are you worried about what someone's going to perceive that when you're talking about how the 3 steps make you feel? Like if you're going to a post and let's say you used balance last night and you posted a before and after picture of your balance results. Because honestly, I know if I take a balance picture, like a picture at nighttime before I go to bed, and then the next day take a picture in the morning and then do a side by.
Okay, I think that was like over 10 minutes.
That's okay. Let's start thinking about our post for tomorrow. So Tuesdays, personally, I like to talk about payday because it is payday. So and also as we're going through this, if you didn't finish writing out that post, write your main topic at the top. So when you come back to it, you have a clue as to what you're talking about. All right. So with Tuesday, what we're working on right now is mainly our nighttime post. Okay. Just like Britt said, don't get too hung up on like just blasting quotes. We want to make sure we're providing information, valuable content as to what helps them. So this content that we're creating is more so our longer informative post that we would be posting at nighttime, because you figure we inspire, we interact, and yeah, inspirational, interactive, informative. So these are the informative pieces to post at nighttime, right? So on Tuesdays, I like to talk about payday. So with my informative post, I'm going to also pull this from the promoter side. As you will see throughout the week, we are kind of bouncing back and forth in between promoter, customer. That way we are touching into both pieces, like both sides of this opportunity, whether it's from a customer standpoint or a promoter standpoint. So when I'm talking about payday, and of course it's from the promoter side, I'm looking at it from, I can hit on a few pain points, right, that I was experiencing before becoming a promoter that really made me click that promoter button, right? I'm looking at, you can also look at it from a mindset block. Maybe you didn't think that you can make a second income without having to go and get a job, right? Like going actually out into the corporate world and getting a job where you have something on the go all the time. Where you can also pull this from the promoter, like a goal that you have as a promoter. What is this paycheck working towards? What are you looking at growing with? How do you plan on growing with your paycheck? And what is that going to serve for you and your family, right? So there's so many points that you can pull this from. Basically every day of the week, you can pull from either the pain point section, the mindset block section, or the goal section. All right. It's just depending on which one you want to focus on, what's kind of like weighing heavy on your heart. What I'm thinking of for like tomorrow's payday. We're in the holiday season. This is just an idea, but another imagine if quote. Imagine if the holidays rolled around and you don't have to ... stress about your bills, delay your bills until 2021, pull out a new credit card, charge your whole holiday season to a credit card, fill in the blank, right? I know for us last year, like we thought Christmas was going to be canceled just because of the financial state that we were in. So giving back or giving to anyone in family was kind of like we couldn't, right? So you think about it, what season of your business are you in? What are you currently feeling? What are you, if you've been here for a hot minute, how has it changed, right? If you are just starting, what are you looking to do with this? What was a mindset block? What's a pain point that you have in the beginning? What are you working towards? And this is and it sounds very broad what I'm saying, but it's very specific to you. Because if we all sat here and wrote about the same exact topic, I'm going to tell you, none of us would be different. Like you might as well just take one piece of content and copy and paste it onto all of our stuff. That's why it's so important to sit down and write this out, get specific as to who your ideal customer and promoter is, basically your old self, because that's who you can serve the best. That's what I think I can serve the best, is people who have gone through similar struggles like I have. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I've been there too. Let's go. There's a way, right? Let's do it. So Tuesday, payday, like I said, you can pull it from a pain point, whatever pain point that you were experiencing beforehand. If that's creating more time with your family, talk about that, right? But get specific about it. If it's talking about a mindset block where you didn't think that you could do it, but yet like here we are getting a paycheck every Tuesday from changing lives. If you're working towards a goal and you want to speak into what you're working towards, talk about that, right? So let's go ahead and we'll throw the podcast back on and we'll get right. If you guys ever have questions too, throw them in the chat, please. We never want you sitting on one of these meetings being like, no freaking clue what she's talking about. Like, I have no idea what I'm writing on. Shit, I'm not even writing anything. And now I've got nothing done. Like, thanks for wasting my hour, Kate and Brett. Like, cool. Okay. So if you have questions, please, like, no question is stupid. No question is small. Like, the worst thing that you can leave here with is nothing. So just ask. You got the question. Okay, I'm gonna shut up.
You guys gotta know, like with us, we are so, I mean, it's just us, you know what I mean? We're like the coolest promoters out there. I'm just letting y'all know right now, okay? Like, we're the bomb.com.
I was gonna say Diane's up in here. She's about to throw a fight. Like, here we go. We're done.
She's a part of it too, y'all. We like to have fun. But seriously, guys, she didn't cut the camera.
She just turned on her camera.
No, seriously, guys, like, please pick our brains. Like, I love a good challenge. Like, if you throw me a question and I don't know the answer to it, like, I'm going to go find it, okay? So, like, we're a big family here. So let me cut the podcast back on and we can get it popping.
There's a small difference because literally balance like helps me immediately. And so if I did that and I talk about that product and being like my secret to my flat tummy pills or the secret to my flat tummy, like magic, whatever, like I talk however that comes to my mind the moment it comes to my mind. You guys, I spelled, like, if you go to my post, I spelled burritos the other day instead of team because it spell checked me and I didn't care. I was like, yo, I spell things wrong all the dang time. That's just me. Why am I going to work? Like, I get there's people that are like grammar set like crazy and like all that. Those may not be my people because I spell things wrong all the dang time. I talk like a kindergartner half the time. But the thing is, I'm me, and that's what makes people connect to me. I'm not wavering in like worrying about if I did this right or did that wrong. Like, I just do it scared and do it anyways. But if I went to probably 70% of your guys' stories right now or timeline right now, you either have not posted for the day or have not showed up in your stories. And I need you guys to understand the difference between a chapter 1 hustle. You can unplug, you can take time off, you can definitely need to pour into your cup and put your mindset first, okay? But you can only pour into yourself so much before the actions start to waver because your mindset isn't believing in what you're going towards. You gotta understand your belief drives your action. And if you're in your chapter 1 and you're not where you wanna be, then you can't expect to go take 3, like they said in the GOAT training. You can't expect to take 3, 4, or 5 days off and then expect your 5 to 7 years to look any different because every time you take that amount of time off, guess what? You're resetting your 5 to 7 years. I have not taken, okay, and this is gonna scare you guys because this is me. Someone that I talked about in my post earlier where I made $27 my first check. Right? And then my next check was higher. My next check was higher. And then now I make five figures on a weekly basis. And here's the thing, you guys. It's not to brag. It's not to say anything of that nature. What it is, you have to realize you control what you get back. And if you want that type of income, what is that going to require of you? You're a CEO of your business. You got to learn when to unplug. You got to learn when to be intentional. You got to learn how to balance. There's going to be seasons of everything different. Every season, I call it like chapters of my mindset growth. I look at hard seasons as my mind. I'm so weird, you guys. So every time I'm going through something, I look at it as a new level up to where I'm about to go. So I'm about to go 200K, right? So what I look at is I've been going through some hard
like crap the last few months. And a lot of my leadership knows this, but I've been going through where I'm facing growth, I'm facing resistance, I'm facing up-leveling moments, I'm facing my limiting beliefs, I'm facing my self-sabotaging, I'm facing all the inconsistencies that I haven't really looked myself in the mirror on, and I'm finally doing that. So it's uncomfortable. And when you have uncomfortability and resistance and moments that cause you to say, hey, are you really committed to what you said you came here for? Or are you just interested? Because the thing about it is, when things are faced in your face with choice of, are you going to resort back to your old patterns that have always given you the same results? Or are you going to up level and do different to get different? And I know we don't say it's about like the results, but the results show by what you're compounding over 90-day periods of time. So if this is not where you want to be, look at what I'm always in competition with myself. You want to know what I'm doing? I'm always the #1 PPA earner on this tribe, period. You will not outwork me with this. I'm constantly making sure I'm serving and I'm leading from the front. Krista, she's the #1 PPA earner on her team. A lot of my leaders do the same thing themselves. They challenge themselves to be making sure they're leading from the front in this area. If that intimidates you, it's not about results, it's about serving. Do you know how many lives I get to impact and give options to because I'm believing and I'm achieving? Your mindset and your beliefs will follow that action. If you want someone to tell you, hey girl, you can take the easy.
Okay, I think we have to like kind of speed it up because I think we are close to.
Yeah, we're at 8:07, so we've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, so we'll speed it up a little bit, but take it in the sense of write down the topic that you want to speak into. If you don't finish it, that's fine. Finish it. We have a half hour in between now and the MMM, right? Finish it up, get the idea flowing, and then always, if it's come tomorrow and you're like, wait, I didn't finish it, but I have an idea started, great, elaborate off of it. So with Wednesday, I like to talk into wellness. This is where I flip over to the customer side, and I'm talking into that. What was the other idea, Brett, that you had given at one point? Wellness. Sorry, you just put food in your mouth, and it like I couldn't stop the word vomit. Like it just came out. I was like, I see food going in her mouth, and I'm still gonna ask her a question. It's fine.
It's cool.
Why can't I remember?
I don't know because I can't either.
Either way, before I spend too much time, I probably wrote it down. If you all saw my notebook, you would be like, honey, you have to get your life organized. And I would say, yes, I do. Okay. I had written it down at one point, but this notebook is a little out of hand. But if we're talking about wellness, you're talking about the customer side. So we're speaking to that. I'm kind of like, I know just from listening to that podcast, there are times where I need to get more bolder and more like straight to the point instead of like beating around the bush of like, oh my God, like this is amazing. Word on it, right? Because like that's what I'm good at, where I'm like, let me tell you a whole story, then I'll get to the sale. Where it's like, no, let's do it short, sweet, to the point. I remember, and this was a while ago, where I did a balance sale where I was putting some urgency on it. I was doing a weekend thing, and I think I posted about it twice, and it was, hurry up, the clock's ticking, like $15 flat tummy capsules, ends in 5 hours, right? Literally what I did. And like people, now that's not something you want to do every Wednesday. That's not something you want to do every day. You don't want to be like sale. People are going to be like, what are you talking about? They want to hear your story too. So make sure to be bold, but also serve value and serve information. So you can incorporate those quick little jabs though, if it's once a week or if there's a promo happening, you know what I mean? But switching it up, maybe you do it 1 week on Wednesday, maybe you do it 1 week on Friday, and then maybe the following week, maybe you're doing it like as a Sunday special, right? Something like that. Switch it up. So you're kind of hitting it, like you're hitting people with it, and they're like, oh my God, I need to act on this quick. It acts as urgency, right? But when it comes to Wellness Wednesday, I'm hopping over to the customer side of that posting schedule with the, we have our posting schedule, and then we have the customer versus promoter graph. with pain points, mindset blocks, and goals. So look at it. Do you want to speak into, Wellness Wednesday? I like to talk into what I was struggling with before. So that was a pain point. That's why I even looked at these products. What was a pain point that you were experiencing before becoming before becoming a customer and getting these products in your hand? What was, a mindset block? Did you think the products didn't work? Did you think they weren't real? Did you really think, maybe you didn't think that they would really make a difference because you've already tried eating clean, going to the gym, working out, doing this, doing that, and like that still wasn't working. So what were 3 steps going to do, right? I'm thinking of like the goal section as far as like Transformation Thursday. Go.
Okay, listen, Lindas. If you do not have a before and after photo, if you're not posting at least one of those once a week, I can tell you right now, you are hurting yourself. Hands down. I don't care if it's a full body picture of a before and after, or if it's just your face. If you want to do skincare, whatever it is, guys, incorporate at least one of those a week. At least. Okay? Yes.
People want to
Yes, it's so true.
Yeah.
And they want to see different body styles. No, go ahead. They want to see different body styles. I can tell you guys, there's this picture. It's a before and after picture of me in a bathing suit. And I swear to y'all, it was shared at least 10 times in one day after I posted it. And I was a little freaked out because I'm like, okay, this is like going on all these people's pages. But people were tagging me in my picture. And I'm like, wait, that person posted that too? Oh my gosh, that person too? But people are watching, guys. Whether it's on our team or whatever. I was a little freaked out. No lie. Because I'm like, this is gonna go all over. So yeah, I'm like, my husband's gonna kill me, okay? But guys, do it at least one per week. Okay, that's all I have.
Yeah, so if you don't have them, like Brett said, if you don't have them right now, that would be great too for a Transformation Thursday. If you're speaking into that, what products you specifically use, all of that, explaining what the 3 steps do. So yeah, let's shut up.
If I come to your page and I don't see a before and after photo, I will get you next week. Just saying. Baby, you post your before and after picture however you feel. If you want to take a picture, hey, this is your world. If you are confident enough, honey, you post your before and after picture how you feel, okay? I can tell you.
Diane?
No, Diane. Have y'all seen, Diane has one and y'all, her booty looks like it's out there, okay? Like it's out there. I can tell y'all right now. But whatever you feel comfortable doing, guys, because that right there is going to show over the product. When people see you and they see how comfortable, how confident you are, that's going to shine through your photos, okay? Like, hands down. So you just do what you are comfortable with, but know that you need to post a before and after picture. That is like a non-negotiable for me. At least once a week, I do a before and after photo. Whether I have on a full outfit or if I have on workout clothes, whatever it is, guys, find one, post one, just do it. Just not naked.
Yeah. Grab some like shorts, sports bra, whatevs. Just don't be flashing the goods. All right. This is where we can kind of work on 2 posts in one Wednesday. We're talking about Wellness Wednesday. You can talk about what one of your pain points were before becoming a customer as to why you turned to the 3 steps. And then for Transformation Thursday, that can be a short, sweet, and to the point post, right? It could be bold and short. That is possible. It doesn't mean that your post needs to be 5 paragraphs long, okay?
Hey, Brett, you got that podcast?
Oh.
I'm like, you're gonna hear me heavy breathing over here.
Like put half-ass effort in and half-ass like results and half-ass mindset tips and half-ass routines and get where you want to go. I'm not going to be that leader for you that helps you just sugarcoat things through your whole journey here. I'm here to up level you, and it's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard work, but you got to realize 5 to 7 years of hard freaking work will let me take when I'm 37 years old, the rest of my life off if I want to. I rather work very, very hard. And I'm not saying, hey, I don't take time off or I don't unplug. Let's make sure your mind's not limiting to you to think you have to be a workaholic. That's not the perspective that I'm saying. So check yourself, because if that's something that you're like, oh, I don't want to be a slave to my phone, that's probably because you're not consistent. And because you're not consistent, guess what? You think you need to be slave to your phone all the time, which is a limiting belief that you need to overcome. No, I am off my phone less and I'm doing more.
Oh, y'all, I had to pause it because that's so true. It is so much truth. Guys, listen, Linda, I can go on and on, but I'm gonna let y'all finish this podcast. But if you feel like you are a slave to your phone, it is your limited belief and you are working harder and not smarter. Just saying.
You want to know why? I set timers. You want to know why? I have a freaking routine. And it's not easy. And every single day I hate waking up to having to go sometimes pour into myself. There's days that I don't want to. Hello, I'm a human. I'm not different. But my choices in the small things is what separates the leadership levels of what each leader does. You want change, guess what? You're the change. You want the key, you're the key. You want to grow a different life, you are the key to unlocking it all. You have to be willing to step into that door. So let's touch on this, because you know how I'm all over the place. Blah, blah, blah. My biggest hurdle is connecting with the people. Okay, so let's talk about that, because I think that's my biggest thing that I hold myself back in as well. I have a hard time connecting with people because I am very blunt. I'm Italian. I say it how it is. You should see how I talk to my 13-year-old. He's actually worse than me. He's going to be a billionaire, I promise you, by the time he's like 25, because he's like me times 10. So that's a lot. I'm like, but my point is, I'm not always a people person, but I also have to realize that's the narrative and the perspective that I'm feeding. That's not the truth. So if I'm having a hard time connecting to people, it's usually because I'm not willing to open up myself. So you have to connect to people. What are they going through? I ask people, when I'm like how they were talking about getting in people's inboxes, I pay attention to what people are doing in their stories. And that's how I get into inboxes, by just making genuine connections. I said, oh my God, that looks like such a fun fall festival. I wish Arizona had fall festivals. Where do you live? I need to do something like that here. Like, because we don't have that here. So I can connect to people with all the fall festival stuff they're doing right now. And you don't want to know something else? Like, it drives a conversation. But if you're not willing to have that conversation and ask that thing that comes to your mind and be a person and be a human, you're going to have a disconnect when it comes to having conversations. Because you have to be willing, and you have to go for it, and you have to do it scared, and you have to send that message, and you have to type out that message, or you have to voice message that message. And that's what's the hard part. That's why half of you guys aren't where you want to be, is because you're not doing the thing. And it's okay. That's the thing you also have to realize. There's no timetable for your success. There's no like, hey, you have an expiration date on your success. But if you want to get where you want to go, you've got to also realize what it takes. So next thing. Oh my God, I've cried in lives. I've actually had 3 promoters that are on here from me crying on a live.
Okay, you want to move to the next?
So let's talk about Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I just want to bring this up as far as like accountability partners. This is something too that, you know, I had just brought this up like to our group chat, was I had made a IPA checklist. If that's like the accountability you're looking for, tag team with someone, reach out to someone on your team, reach out to your group, you know, and you can just, I know I said in our group chat, like you can drop your IPA checklist if that helps you with accountability. Like I'm going to start doing that as well, right? So if it's going through that, but at the end of the day too, every one of us knows that we are accountable for our own selves and our own work and our own business. Someone else can show up every single day and we can still sit on the sidelines and watch, right? So when it comes to, we talked into Wellness Wednesday, Transformation Thursday. On Fridays, I like the one that you had given, Britt. It was like Freestyle Friday, showing how life has changed in regards to, you know, not working within corporate America. Another thing you can talk about is if you hadn't already talked about a sale that week, Friday, you figure is most days that people get paid. So you can do a sale on Fridays. I like the one, almost like the psychology piece of it. Britta talked about Transformation Thursday. She's talking about the products that she uses, right, that we all use. And then people start asking questions and that conversation starts happening. Then they're like, yeah, well, I get paid tomorrow. I want to start tomorrow. Boom, done. Family Friday is a great thing. I think, you know, also incorporating people into your lifestyle and what your life consists of outside of the business and the products is huge. If you are just sitting here posting product pictures, only before and afters, and only talking about the business, people won't connect with you because they won't think that you're human. They're gonna be like, oh my gosh, you don't have a life outside of this. Like I do, I would, right? So make sure to incorporate your life as well, whether it's the holidays are coming up, you know, going out and like if you're grabbing a Christmas tree or if you're decorating or whatever the case may be, incorporate that into it. Right? Talk about that. Ask people questions. On Fridays, I like to just like kind of have fun with it with, you know, I'll do a flashback Friday as to what our Fridays used to look like, well, what my Fridays used to look like compared to what they do now. And I relate that into my sober journey, ties back into my niche. You know, Fridays I used to be out and now I'm like chilling under a Christmas tree with a cup of hot tea, like a grandma, like what up? You know, so that's just how life's changed, but that's a flashback Friday and it's bringing people into my life and what we're doing. So Fridays, there's quite a bit of flexibility. If you're talking about it from the, what's it called, product standpoint, we're looking at that customer side. And that's where I like to speak into goals. Like, you know, if you're talking about a sale, you want to highlight the goals that they have, that ideal customer has, that could have been your goals from the beginning, where I get it. You're looking to X, Y, and Z, you know, beat the holiday. Get ahead of the holidays, get ahead of the new year, and then like you can throw a sale, right? So this can be a very bold, straightforward, to the point post. Don't make all 3 posts that day on Friday a sale. Just really hone in as to, you know, just make it one of them. Whether it's, I know for me, that's most of my people are active at nighttime, so I would probably do it at night. I would, you know, inspire in the morning, interact in the afternoon, which would probably be decorating, holiday stuff, prepping for the holidays, sending stuff out, like as far as gifts, having packages delivered. Like that's an interactive piece for myself. That could be an interactive piece for yourself if you have packages showing up on your doorstep. So let's just go ahead like really quick. And especially if you have credits for this month, this could be a quick powwow, Flat Tummy Friday. Boom. Like do a Flat Tummy Friday sale. This could also be a before and after, just like within that podcast, a picture from before you take balance at night to the picture after in the morning. And that can be like your sale for that Friday. And if you have credits, it's normally you can, or if you don't have credits, it's normally 52. You can get it for $40. Another thing I like to do is anytime someone grabs Sculpt or Balance, I send them a 3-day mini experience of 3 days of the 3 steps. Why? I want them to get the full experience, right? There's a lot of people that start on one product, but I'm like, but I still like, you're going to get the full experience. So we're going to send one of those to you as well.
Hey, Katie, I'm going to run. I have a live in 5. So y'all have fun. Thank you guys for hanging out with myself and Katie. But Katie, you finish up the show, sister, and no twerking while I'm away, okay?
Okay. Oh, yeah, Diane, you heard?
Big
It's
booty
okay.
Diane.
Her camera's off anyway. She'll send you a video. It's fine.
All right, guys, I'll see y'all next Monday. Bye.
Bye. No,
Yes,
you
she
don't
does.
gotta go. Oh, wait. Unless you're on the live with her.
Yes, she does. Come here. Let's go.
If you're going live with Brit, you gotta go. Bye. So then that's a quick Friday post. Like I said, I walk through, I like to bring people through my day and just keep it real. And not every day is going to be an aesthetically pleasing, perfectly posed picture. Is it important that we take content photos? Yes. But is it important to bring people through their day? Like last weekend, I think I took a picture of my red fuzzy socks with a cup of tea in front of the Christmas tree. Like there was no makeup, there was no nothing on behind it. Like I was wearing clothes. I should watch the words that come out of my mouth. I wasn't dressed up like I was going for a photo shoot is what I was saying. I was chilling in sweats and a sweatshirt with hair. I can't stand myself sometimes. You know what I mean? This is why I can't. Wow. I know. You know what? It's sweet baby Jesus, take the wheel. Brett signed off at a great time because she would be like, honey, you need to go find Jesus in your life and then come back when you're ready. And I'd be like, okay. So on Saturdays and Sundays, so like I said, if you have credits that you want to spin a different way, if you didn't also see this post, Diane had posted, if you go into Beyond a Million, there is a whole post now about credits, how you can divvy them up, how you can maximize on your credits. We talked about this. When was the Sunday huddle that we did? 2-3 weeks ago. We talked about how to maximize your credits and really help as many people as you possibly can with your credits that you're given from the company. So if you go into Beyond a Million, if you go to the search bar, you type in credits. There are a whole list of them right there, right in the caption of the post. It's it's like the first post that pops up when you search credits. And there's a ton of ideas there, but if you don't have credits, then you can also, exactly. There was a whole credits one as well. There's the YouTube, like there's so many different spots. I know in Beyond a Million, that way it's in the group page. It's in there as well. So if you need ideas, go ahead and go look through there. On Saturdays and Sundays is what I want to touch into. That way we can kind of generate some ideas. That way you can write them down and you can come back to write them all out. So on Saturdays, I personally like to talk about the opportunity because Saturdays are weekends. I know on weekends, I didn't used to own my own time. I used to work 3 jobs at a time and I work 7 days a week. And that's just what life used to look like. So Saturdays, you can talk into the opportunity in quite a few ways as far as the business. Again, we're looking back at the promoter pain points, mindset blocks, and goals. So a mindset block I used to have was I thought I was going to be working every single day of the week until God knows when. I figured I was always going to work multiple jobs. I'm a workaholic. All I do is work. That's all I've known since started working. So I never thought I would actually own my own weekends and not be in an office or not be in a restaurant or not be behind a bar. Right. Something else I like to speak into for the opportunity, if I'm talking about pain points, I didn't own my own time. I was always clocking in on someone else's time card. So if that was you, right, or even if that is you right now, that was me when I first started with this company. That was a goal of mine. I was speaking into it, how my day is going to come where I don't own, like my time is not owned by X, Y, and Z, because I'm creating my own time with this, right? So even if you're still in the midst of working on it, speak into it. I know something I like to talk into, like I said before, is one of my pain points was that I didn't own my own time and I always had a job I was clocking into. Now I get to clock into my own life instead. So instead of clocking into a job, and you can kind of spin it in that way too, I'm clocking into life and you're doing this with your family. You're doing this with your kids. You're doing this for yourself. Your shit just like chilling at home and like enjoying your time, right? It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It's just owning your own time. Another idea for Saturday, if it's talking into, you can switch it up from weekend to weekend and talk about the auto bonus, right? And don't forget as well, the copy and paste link that corporate had given us. It's in your cloud office. There's like a company update section. If you scroll down a little bit, there's a compliance update in regards to how bonuses work. So, and it gives you a full description. It gives you a layout. They've never done it before as far as like the average 2020 income. So that's what I like to sneak that in as well when it comes to auto bonus on Saturdays, because that's part of the opportunity. That's what it provides for us. And I don't even have a freaking car and we still get it, right? And then on Sundays, I like to also tap into the promoter side, or if there is some sort of promo going on, obviously we sneak, we throw in the customer side and the products and all of that. But for Sunday, I've been actually, what's been on my heart more lately, once Britt said as far as like Soulful Sunday, and I was like, oh my God, like I want to kind of like incorporate like some food, because I found out that I like weirdly like cooking. Like I thought I hated it, but like I kind of like it. And that's something I can bring to the table, because why? That's talking about health, right? And we're talking about, that's what we do. We have health and wellness products, right? Creating that healthy lifestyle. And another thing that goes along with it as well is that I can spin off of it, because we are able to order HelloFresh. Like I thought that before it was like expensive as heck. And like, I knew I couldn't afford it because our budget used to be $50 a week. And throwing that in there as well, talking about it, providing value, providing people with ideas. So for Sundays, you can talk about the freedom that it brings you. So your freedom is going to look different than mine. I'm looking at the promoter side again, right? Or you can take freedom and talk about it from the customer or the promoter side. I'm going to kind of leave it on this just because I know we are going over and I don't want to hold you guys in between meetings. Is freedom could be from a customer standpoint. Maybe it's not sitting at home and like snacking on like all the foods. I know I used to like, I would go through periods of time where like I would just like binge eat, right? Because I didn't have time. I didn't have my own time. So if I had 5 minutes here or there in between hours of work, I knew I was like scarfing down food. Or if I was working too many hours, then I wasn't even able to eat. So like all of these different things, like, but those are specific to my story, right? So what's specific to yours in regards to, what brings you freedom now, whether it is from oh my God, I lost the word, product standpoint or a business standpoint. That can be pulled from the goals that you have and that you've achieved, right? That can be from the mindset blocks that you thought once existed, that did exist for you, but don't exist anymore, right? So it's very important. And I just want to leave it with this. If you're still questioning as to what it all really means when I'm talking about customer, promoter, pain points, mindset blocks, and goals, if you go back to Beyond a Million, all of the recordings, this one included, is going to be included in Beyond a Million. It is all on my YouTube, but they will be in the comment section of our original post that we made a few weeks ago. So if you go into Beyond a Million, you search batch posting, it's going to be the first post that pops up. In every single recording is in the comment section with a description as to what it's about. So what we talked about that week. And I can't remember off the top of my head what I had named it. I believe I wrote in pain points, mindset blocks, and goals into the description of it. Yeah, and I hope this just, even if it's generating ideas, because like I said before, if I give you guys a throwdown of what I'm writing about, you're gonna be like, cool, I can't relate to that, so I'm out. It's very specific, which is why it's very important to make a posting schedule for your own self, what works for you, what feels right to you, what you want to speak into each day. That way you know what topic you're going into the day speaking about. And then when you're talking about the customer and promoter, who your ideal person is, it helps shape who you're talking to. Because if we're just like willy-nilly trying to speak to everybody, guess what? I can't really speak to moms who have 5 kids. Like, I just can't. I'm not a human mom. I'm a fur mom. I can't personally relate to that. I can say, I've got friends, like we got girls here that like, they've got kids. Like, you want to hook up with, like, I can, you need to speak to your ideal person. I need to speak to my ideal person, because that is the way that you form a connection. That's the way that you form a relationship. That's where you build that like, know, and trust factor. They want to be able to trust you, connect with you. Guess what? Not everybody's going to like you. That's life. Not everybody's gonna like, they're not gonna like me. I don't even like me sometimes, you know, I don't blame people. It's fine. But you know, it just, you have to get specific, very specific. And a lot of this is getting to know you, who you are, where you started, where you're going to, and bringing people along on that journey. So with that being said, we're going to wrap this all up, and we've got about 20 minutes now before the MMM, and this recording will be posted in Beyond a Million in the comments section. And, you know, thanks for laughing with us tonight, because I feel like a lot of that happened with the words that just flow. Okay. So thanks for having fun with us. I hope this was helpful, and we'll see you in like 20 minutes. All right. All right. Bye, guys.
Thanks, Katie.
Of course.